Now to an open death investigation where police in Clarksburg say they have received countless leads, but nothing has led to an answer as to why 29-year-old Mark Lundell's body was found in the Monongahela River. Now, 6 months after his death, they are pleading for someone to step forward with viable answers.
He was crazy. He was the jokester. He was the one who made everybody laugh. He sometimes would just say some things that you just would look at him and you would just laugh.
Grandma,
one time
my grandma,
he said,
remember my grandma? She said, boy, do you have any cents?
And he said, no, but I used to have 2 pennies.
Once I had 2 pennies. Yeah, and really, like you just said that. Yeah, like
he loved kids.
Oh yeah.
He loved his nieces and nephews.
Yeah, he was so good with the kids, like
so
good with the kids.
They all loved him, but he was really funny and genuine, and no matter what he was going through in life, no matter what kind of hard time he was having, he was the kind of person who would drop everything for a stranger. If he saw somebody struggling to put groceries in their car, he would stop and he would ask if they need help, and he would load their groceries into the car. He still would hold doors open for people.
Yep.
That was the kind of person that he was. He was very giving. He would give you the shirt off of his back. He'd give you his shoes. It didn't matter. If you needed it, he gave it to you.
Yeah, that was Mark.
He loved his family. And that's why when no one heard from him for a few days, we knew something was wrong. So on March 22nd, I was at work. It was around 9 o'clock, and my dad called and he asked me if I had heard from Mark because he didn't come home. My dad said that he had left around 1 o'clock or so and said he was going for a walk and that he would be back, and he didn't come home. So I went to message a couple of his friends on Facebook and was like, hey, have you heard from Mark today? And nobody had heard from him. So the next day my dad called me the next morning and said, have you still heard from Mark yet? And I said no. So my mom messaged Crystal because I told her to ask Crystal if she had heard from Mark, and Crystal hadn't. So we spent 2 days contacting his friends, trying to figure out where he was, and Crystal talked to Pat, and he said that he had picked Mark up and gave him a ride and dropped him off on the corner of Clay and Denham.
Okay.
His friend Marky lives
on Denham
Street.
Okay.
And that was one of his best friends, and it was also his fiance's cousin.
Okay.
So we got a hold of Marky, and Marky said that Mark never showed up that day.
He hadn't seen him since Tuesday because Mark was hanging out with his ex-girlfriend and he didn't like that girl, and Mark had left with her.
So I contacted his ex-girlfriend Carrie, which I still have the messages, and asked if she had seen or talked to him. And she said that she had been with him on Friday and she hadn't seen or talked to him since, and she was worried because she said that she had been talking to him every day. So we went another day, and we were getting more worried, so we got on Facebook on Tuesday, and I put out a post saying that he was missing, and if anybody knew where he was, just to tell him that, we loved him, and for him just to call somebody and let us know that he was okay.
911, what's your emergency?
So the day that he went missing, at 5:05 p.m., a 911 call came in from Weekly Street stating that there was someone in the water yelling for help. At the time, we did not know that it was Mark. And, that's not really your first thought that you go to is, oh, hey, that's my brother in the river.
It wasn't until a couple days later because
but when we couldn't get a hold
of
him, you just had this feeling that something was wrong. My parents, told him what he was wearing, and my dad has security cameras. They asked to see the footage. My dad gave him a copy of the footage, and after seeing what he had on, they asked us to try to identify some articles that were pulled from the river the day that they tried to get to the person that was in the water.
Okay, and
they had a black boot, the same size that Mark wore, and they had a dark gray toboggan.
So the Wolverine boots, because he left the Nikes I had just given him a pair of Nikes, and he left them in the car.
They said that they believed, they could not 100% say for sure, but that they believed that it was him that was in the water.
I knew when I filed the report because they asked me to show them a picture of Mark and what he was wearing last time I saw him. So I showed them the picture of him at my house, and they looked at each other, and just the way they looked at each other, I knew it was going to be Mark, because like I said, you could tell by their faces. I mean, they didn't hide it. They didn't even try to hide it at all. And I was listening to the CAD logs and stuff, so I heard it. I was on my way home. I turned around, went straight back, and I get there, and it's been 15, 20 minutes, and there's 2 police officers still standing in the same spot that the people said they saw the body. I asked the cops, and they said they blew it off until they didn't think it was, they thought it was trash, a trash bag. So, me and my cousin Rachel and my cousin Sarah and Rebecca, like 6 of us, were like, we'll go to the Worthington Dam and see if maybe we can head it off. Maybe if it was him, we'll head him off. And we waited, oh my gosh, about 3-4 hours. It was pouring the rain down.
Was moving too fast.
The dam was flooded, and we saw something that looked kind of like a backpack, but everybody kept saying that it was a backpack, so I didn't think it was a backpack. It was pitch black out, but I took pictures, and I brought them home the next day and exposed them, because I was gonna jump in, and they all sat on me and wouldn't let me jump in after it, because I don't know, something just kept telling me that it was Mark. The whole outline of him looked like Mark, and the clothes, everything. I'm not gonna say that it was Mark, but after I lightened up the picture, I think it was my brother, and I let him go right past me. But I called 911 from there and told them, and they said that they had already been there, and that they established that there was no body, that it was just garbage, and that they weren't gonna come out and look. So I think that's the point when that's the Worthington Dam right there, he's going over it.
Okay.
And I mean, you can see his blue jacket and everything.
Oh, wow.
And like I said, they were sitting on me. I tried to go in,
And then they did not go out again until April 30th. They did a multi-agency search with Marion County, Mon County, different fire departments, Harrison County, the sheriff's departments, and they found him in Palatine Park.
Ones that I called way before, because I wrote their names down, because that cop told me that he called them already and told them all about Mark, and all these people were watching for him. I called these people and asked them Worthington and Whitehall and Monongah, Fairmont, all these people. There's the Mike Fortney guy's name that worked for the Mecca, the hydrologist, for the Mon County Emergency Services. I called these people, and they didn't know nothing about my brother. Fairmont, Whitehall, the state police, none of them. I talked to a guy named Chris and Dennis from Marion County Rescue Squad. None of them knew anything about Mark being in the river. They weren't watching for my brother.
Crystal got a message
saying that Mark had a little bit of marijuana in his pocket, and they went in and took it out and took it to the girl's house and dried it out. I've got messages from both of them saying they had this, it was in a pill bottle, and they took it out and had it on her table dried out, saying they weren't going to smoke it till they found my brother's body. And I have messages from both of these people saying this, and the cops won't look at any of them.
Really?
Yeah, I've got all these texts from these people, and they won't look at any of them. So,
It's
I
a
mean,
difficult case. Like, we get that. We get that the people involved, a lot of them are drug addicts, and that there's been multiple names and multiple scenarios thrown out, but the people's names are the same.
Right.
So the scenario somewhat changes as to what happened to him, but the people involved, their names never change.
yeah.
Okay. So this is the guy who made the initial call?
Yeah. I don't know if this guy's home. She said he might be at work. So, but this is where I came because before, I knew it wasn't under the trestle.
Right.
After I found out what happened, I assumed it was right down here because the ironic part is that I showed my brother where those spots were because I used to bring him fishing down here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So on March 24th, 2018 at 5:05 p.m., a 911 call came in from right over here stating that there was a body in the water, which turned out to be our brother Mark. This is the area that it's believed that he initially went into the water.
I'm sorry, I can't even talk. I don't even know what to say.
The 911 call initiated from Little Street, which is right behind us. And from here, his body traveled down river towards Adamston, underneath of the Adamston Bridge, past the car wash, and his body finally went underwater right before the West Pike Street exit on Route 50.
They saw him, and they left him. And they drove way ahead of him all the way through Adamston, all the way to almost Gore, and then took time to cut a guardrail out, and then took time to put a boat in, and then they didn't know where it was anymore. They saw him go under, and he didn't come back up. Like, at any moment, any of the crew could have just tried to get him out of the water. I don't know.
So this is where they came in with the boat to try to get to him.
The tree here actually put it in the water. I don't know. Some of these flowers are gone though. The love thing Bella put in here is still in here. Now we're at the Bella's.
So when we did our searches, we started over here and we just went all the way down.
Thank you.
And till we couldn't walk any farther, and then we would get in our car and go to where we could park somewhere else and
See, now I mean,
get
that's
back
when I
out
got in the
and
water.
start walking again.
Like I said, it wasn't cold and stuff, so we just went, I stayed in the water, because I mean, look at it, you couldn't see it. I mean, after a while, like towards the end of April, you could see through the water. So I mean, you could see a little better to the bottom, but we were like, me and Tom were still always walking knee deep in it just to make sure.
So let me ask you this without trying to be like too, I don't want to be unprofessional about it, but like,
Whatever you want.
so aside from this, we do a lot of paranormal investigating.
Yeah, I never knew your mom used to do that.
Would you be against us trying to contact him?
No, honestly, like that's something that me and Pete were just
Yeah,
talking about,
that'd be
because
cool.
there's been a couple times that I've like in my house
comes on,
I've got a candle that was his that the lady at the funeral home bought me, right? And it's got this ribbon stuffed in it, and I mean it's stuffed in it, and it's a heavy ribbon with wire. And I was sitting on the bed, and all of a sudden it just shot out of the candle onto the floor and knocked a pair of sunglasses clear across the room. I wrecked my car that day. And then the watch strap that I have of his that matches the watch that he was wearing, that went flying off of the shelf that I have of him that's sitting beside of his candle.
He's definitely
I wrecked my car got wrecked that day.
Really?
Like, it's just little stuff, like, yeah, just little stuff. Sometimes my necklace will get super hot. I mean super hot, not like body heat hot, like super hot.
Yeah.
And then I'll get a flat tire.
The necklace around her neck's got his ashes in it.
Yeah, that's,
Okay. Well, we'll try that a little bit later on if you're alright with
I'm
it.
fine with it.
Okay.
Alright, so Crystal just agreed for us to try and contact Mark just to see if maybe we can get some insight into what happened to him, because they really don't know. There's no evidence that's come forth that gives them any idea as to who killed him, what happened, or why. So we are hopefully going to get a chance to talk to him tonight.
So this is the Worthington Dam area, which is where we were hoping our search would end, because we were hoping that if he traveled this far that the dam would stop him. But unfortunately it had rained so much and there was so much flooding while he was missing that the dam was completely covered underwater, and his body went over the dam. The dam did not stop him, and he continued to go further downstream. We looked over the bridge and stood, but the water was just moving so fast that anything that you did see, it was quickly gone, because the water was moving so rapidly at that point in time, because the water was so high. Our search efforts for the family mostly ended through here, was as far as we had went, because we didn't think that he had traveled that much farther down. He went missing on the 24th was when the body was initially spotted in the water, but on April 5th was when someone called and reported that they had seen him over by the sewage plant.
And the cops said that they didn't think it was a body, they thought it was garbage, so they weren't going to look. So me and 5 other people came here trying to head him off. And April 29th was the day that me and Mom had the interview with the detective, and he said that he was going to wait until Mark popped up. He wasn't looking for him anymore. So we started raising hell.
The police didn't go out again until April 12th, and that's when they found David Shoemaker's body
And then quit
in
again.
Glen Falls. And then they went out again on April 30th, and that's when they found Mark at Palatine Park.
This is the first time Crystal and Shannon have been in Palatine Park since their brother, Mark Lundell's body, was found in the Monongahela River back in late April, a month after he was reported missing.
So this is Palatine Park. This is where on April 30th, 2018, our search for Mark finally ended. He was found behind us in the water alongside the riverbank in some brush. And they put together a multi-agency search, and he was found finally. So this is where our journey to find him ended, but our quest for answers and our search for justice for Mark began. He was in the water for a month and 6 days before he was finally found. Do you need anything else?
Polly and Renee, we had you look into this case because there's a lot of details about this case that are pretty interesting, and not much headway's been made as far as evidence goes in what actually happened to Mark with his disappearance.
Well, there's not much in the research we found online from the police. Just that he went missing March 24th. They filed a missing person report on March 28th. They told, what he was wearing.
But there's security footage of him the day that he went missing. That's how they knew what he was wearing, right?
Yes.
Really, once he went missing, it took quite a while for them to actually decide to go looking for him, right?
Yeah, I think it was 4 days, something like that. The date he went missing, the date he was found, was 36 days.
So for 36 days he was in the river, and he went 25, 30 miles down all the way to Fairmont, West Virginia?
Yes, at Palatine Park.
What do we, I mean, as far as the police are the ones that are overall going to have to do the bulk of this work trying to pursue and solving this crime, but I mean, what can we do to try and figure out what happened to Mark?
One thing, is like Crystal say her piece.
Yeah.
That she had, anything she wants to say, and, we would listen to her.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Try to help in any way.
Yeah, because she did say that it doesn't seem like very many people will listen to her when she tells this story, and I think, having gaining that peace from having someone who actually will listen to her and will let her tell the story in her way, and maybe even find a way to bring closure, or at least maybe find a way to help her feel as though he's at peace.
Right.
So, I don't know, I think...
Yeah, they've been through a lot, and, they need some answers. Any way they can get it.
Yeah. And I think one way that we can try and help them find peace, or to at least let them know that Mark has found peace, is maybe try and see if we can contact him through paranormal investigation methods. And I think it's important for us to use ourselves as a tool to allow Mark to come through and try and communicate with them, to give them one last message. If we try and communicate with him, being that they were as close as they were as brothers and sisters, Mark, Crystal, Shannon, they were all very close. So hopefully we can use that to try and bring them some sort of peace.
Hopefully.
Mark, you may not know all of us that are here at the table, but I just wanted to say that we're all coming here to you with love and compassion, in hopes that you'll come through and talk to all of us, but mostly talk to Crystal. There's a lot of stuff here that'll help let us know that you can hear us, and that you're listening, and that you're watching.
I'd say do something. Like, I want to know if Patrick took him there, if he dropped him off, like he said, something.
Maybe we should run on some on that PSV 11.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
You might not.
It'd be a lot easier.
You could be talking right now.
I'm trying.
We're trying to, yeah.
We really want to help bring justice in your favor, Mark. We're going to need your help. We only have to try to speak up so we can hear you. Do you have any connection to any of the items? If so, try to touch or move one of them. Please.
Keep trying. Just use your voice and talk.
Please try harder. You owe me. You told me you wouldn't leave. You promised you weren't leaving, and you're going. So say something.
I think a few of us should step out.
Yeah.
Just for a few minutes.
One thing I've always noticed about these, Jason, do you mind if I adjust this? One thing I've always noticed about these is that I've only ever gotten good results with it if I'm holding it. So maybe she could hold it.
Yeah.
All right, so we are out here in the lobby. We left them alone by themselves in there. We just wanted to see what they could get without us, that unfamiliar face, that the people being the feeling of being crowded. Renee's over there too. So we are out here in the lobby, and hopefully Mark is in there talking with Crystal.
Talk to him? Yeah, just whatever you want to say. So, talk to me, Mark. Just be the way you
Don't
were
start
with me.
talking, Mark. I'm gonna start pushing buttons. Please talk. Please. Like, I know you see your dad, Shannon, like, Mom. Just say something.
I figured say hello. Did you hear what I said? Come on, Mark, keep talking.
Please keep trying, Mark. Please. I'm sorry I didn't come pick you up.
Mark, can you hear Crystal?
I talk to Amber every day.
He said your name. Did you hear that? He said your name. See, did you hear it? Okay.
I talk to Amber every day. I talk to Amber every day. I talk to Amber every day. Amber says she loves you, Mark. And she's sorry she said those things. Now please just tell me what happened. Who did this? Please tell me who did this.
Keep asking me.
Mark, please. Who did this? Was it Pat? Was it Norman? Byron? Keith?
Okay, so Polly just came out from the meeting room and told us what had happened, that Crystal and Pete had both heard his voice come through and say her name, which is absolutely amazing.
I talk to Amber every day. She said your name.
That is just the best news we could have heard, because that is what's going to help bring her closure. And hopefully he's going to continue to talk to her and we can get some answers about what happened to Mark.
Come on, Mark, your dad's a mess. And we need answers, please. Just something, anything.
Come on, Mark, muster up all your energy and give Crystal some answers. Give her the name she's asking.
Say it again, please. Come on, Mark. You know you're a badass. Please say it again.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I love you, Mark. Please tell me what happened. Please. You told me. I told you all I had left. And you said you weren't leaving. And you're gone.
So it's really interesting that us being out here in the lobby, leaving Polly and Pete and Crystal alone in there, has actually led to communication. And it's really good to know that what was holding it back was just the overcrowding and the unfamiliar faces, probably. So we're going to give them a few more minutes in there by themselves, and then we're going to go back in, and we're going to talk to her about what happened.
Go ahead and talk to him. I don't know Ryan what that noise is. Pour your heart out. Pour it out.
You know, you ended up in the river. You don't even like the water. I don't even know what to say. I just want you to give me a name. I know you saw me out there every day, busting my ass trying to find you, even though I knew if I did, it would fucking kill me. So please, just tell me. Yeah, guess not. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I don't know. I don't know. I heard of my name and I can breathe. I don't know if it's yours on this. I thought if I brought up his dad and Tori, that'd be it. Still got me on camera. Of course. Of course. What happened to it? Like, did something shut off?
Battery died on the speaker, yeah.
Okay.
Great. So we're getting ready to go inside the room here. I'm guessing Polly and Renee are in there with them. We're not sure. They went outside but then came back in. But they are in there trying to talk to Mark, so we're gonna go see if they're ready to wrap up now. Cool.
on, Mark. Did Pat take you to River Road? He said he picked you up. He told me so. Did he take you there?
Come on, Mark, just one more little time. You can do it.
If you don't give us a name, you're gonna have your dad thinking it's his fault, me thinking it's my fault, Amber thinks it's her fault. Please, say something. Either tell me if Pat drove you there, or tell me if Norman did this. Did Norman do this?
About 4 or 5 words we couldn't make out, but there was something there.
We'll review it.
I just wish you would have saved my name and used that energy to give me the name of whoever did this. That's all. That's all I want. Because we can't understand.
Mark? Are you attached to the... Are you with the rings?
He bought me this for my birthday. There's no one.
Now grab a hold of it. You make it hit 2 lights. Give everything you can. Come on, Mark.
Come on, Mark.
We're all here for you.
Just the rings? Is that what you wanted?
Did Carrie know, Mark? Does Carrie know what happened? Please tell me if Carrie knows what happened to you. Did Pat pick you up that day? Or did Carrie take you somewhere? Does Carrie know Norman? Mark, was this Carrie? Okay, was it Norman then? Mark, did he cut you? Did Carrie know what was gonna happen, Mark? I need to know if Carrie knew. But did Carrie take you there? Okay, did Norman put you in the river? Why, Mark? Do you know why? Do you know why you did it? Do the cops know why this happened? Mark, what about Tiffany? Was Tiffany involved? What about Keith? So was it just Norman that hurt you? There were other people there that hurt you, Mark? Were there more than one? I knew it. It had to be. That boy's too little. I knew it. Mark, when the cops got there, were you still alive in the water? Oh my God. Were they your friends? Were any of them your friends? I can't even tell you that.
I'm gonna shut this off, Mark, in just a second. So if there's one last thing you want to say, now's the time. If you can.
I love you, Mark. If there's anybody else who might have a video here.
Might not have anything left in the tank.
There's a lot of consistency there.
Yeah.
So you feel like you got one answer anyway?
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's good.
I don't know if it was one I needed to get though.
Right. But it's one you didn't have. It's an answer you didn't have.
Damn, I'm like mind blown right now. Like what? Oh my God. Oh my God. I love you, but I'm so mad at you right now for being with that chick. Oh my God. Oh, I know where she's at. She gave me her address. Told me to come spend the night in her new apartment. Swear. That's what I'm saying. That's how grimy she is. She gonna take my brother somewhere? No. That he got killed? No, everything. Go hide. And then invite me and Peyton to come stay in her new apartment. You want me to do that, Mark? You want me to take Peyton and go stay the night with Yeah, that's what I thought. Then why'd you do it? God. Should have held on to those 2 pennies you had back when you had some sense. Alright, I got it. You're mad. I'm sorry. I'm a little mad myself. Okay, Mark.
Mark, if you shut that off and you say something around us, around the table here, we should be able to hear you. That way you can get an actual message through.
Oh, look at that. You cussed me and everything. Come on, quit playing with the light. Tell me what you think. Yell at me. Please yell at me. Give anything for you to yell at me.
I think with what's happening here, what I'm feeling, something he's wanting to tell you is very urgent, very important.
Take a step back if you want Crystal to just stay safe and not get hurt or not hurt anyone.
Wrong. You think I'm gonna sit there? You lost your mind.
That was the urgency.
That was it.
That was the urgency.
That was it. Because there's a lot of angles to this that aren't tied up.
I don't care.
Stay back.
It doesn't matter.
Keep your head down.
You're gonna be mad at me then.
Keep your head down.
Keep your light
But
glowing.
it could hurt the case.
The right type of justice is going to take time.
Don't know what that means, Mark. I just hope you're proud of me, Mark, because I fought so hard and I looked so long and I don't know.
In the meantime, if you happen to have any information that can alleviate this family's pain, please call police, and of course, you can remain anonymous.